Hold onto your hats, baseball fanatics, because we're diving headfirst into the swirling vortex of the Toronto Blue Jays offseason. Are you ready for a bombshell? Are you prepared for the kind of insider scoop that sends shockwaves through the league? Because right now, the Blue Jays are playing a high-stakes game of chess in the free agent market, and the pieces are moving with dizzying speed. Just when you thought you had a handle on their strategy, a new report drops, hinting at a move that could redefine their bullpen. We've seen the Blue Jays make their initial splashes, securing Dylan Cease and welcoming back Shane Bieber, moves that undoubtedly bolster their rotation. But the relentless pursuit of a high-leverage reliever? That's where the real drama unfolds. Remember the buzz around Edwin Diaz? The whispers, the hopes, the tantalizing possibility? Well, that dream evaporated faster than a pop-up in a hurricane when he inked a deal with the Dodgers. A setback, yes, but in this cutthroat world of MLB free agency, you don't dwell on what's lost. You pivot, you adapt, you hunt for the next big target. And that's precisely what the Blue Jays are doing. Robert Suarez and Pete Fairbanks have been names echoing through the rumor mill, two formidable arms that could solidify any bullpen. But what if I told you there's a new name emerging from the shadows, a name that could send shivers down the spines of opposing lineups, a name that hails from the very heart of their fiercest division rival? This isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about making a statement. It's about building a bullpen that can withstand the relentless pressure of a pennant race, a bullpen that can slam the door shut on any comeback attempt. The Blue Jays are not just looking for an arm. They're looking for an assassin, a pitcher with ice in his veins, and a fastball that defies gravity. And the latest intel suggests they might be looking across enemy lines, right into the New York Yankees' backyard, for that very weapon. The Bo Bichette-Kyle Tucker saga continues to simmer in the background, a tantalizing subplot that could dramatically alter the team's offensive landscape. But even as those negotiations unfold, the focus remains laser-sharp on the bullpen, because in today's MLB, a dominant relief corps is often the difference between contention and collapse. The stakes are incredibly high, the tension is palpable, and the Blue Jays are operating with a clear understanding that every decision, every signing, every trade could be the one that tips the scales. So, are you ready to witness the next chapter in this thrilling off-season drama? Are you prepared for the possibility of a former Yankee donning the blue and white? Because if this report holds true, the AL East is about to get a whole lot more interesting. This isn't just speculation. This is the raw, unfiltered truth of the MLB offseason, where every rumor carries weight and every decision can reshape a franchise. The Blue Jays, a team with championship aspirations, are leaving no stone unturned in their quest for bullpen dominance. They understand that the margin for error in the American League East is razor thin, and that every single arm in their relief corps needs to be a weapon. The departure of Jeff Hoffman, a pitcher who had an incredible year, according to GM Ross Atkins, leaves a void, a high-leverage gap that needs to be filled with precision and power. And that's where the intrigue truly begins. Atkins himself laid out the blueprint. They're looking for someone exceptionally aggressive, a pitcher who continues to come after people with the ability to get both left-handed and right-handed hitters out. This isn't a request for a run-of-the-mill reliever. This is a demand for an elite, high-impact arm, a pitcher who can dominate in the most pressure-packed situations. So, when the name of a New York Yankees reliever surfaces, it's not just a casual mention. It's a seismic shift in the narrative. The Yankees, a team that the Blue Jays battle tooth and nail for supremacy, could be inadvertently providing the solution to Toronto's bullpen puzzle. The thought of plucking a key piece from a rival, especially one that could significantly bolster your own championship hopes, is the kind of move that sends a clear message across the league. It's a declaration of intent, a statement that the Blue Jays are not just playing to compete, but to conquer. The financial landscape of free agency is a minefield, and the Blue Jays are navigating it with a shrewdness that belies their recent history. They're not just throwing money at every available arm. They're targeting specific profiles, specific skill sets, specific mentalities that align with their vision for a dominant bullpen. The market for top-tier relievers is always competitive, But the Blue Jays are demonstrating a willingness to be aggressive, to be creative, and to explore every conceivable avenue to achieve their goals. This isn't just about adding a player, it's about adding a piece that fits perfectly into the intricate puzzle of a championship-caliber team. The tension is building, the anticipation is soaring, and the Blue Jays are on the hunt for their next bullpen ace. Now, let's peel back the layers of this fascinating development, shall we? Because while the Blue Jays are still very much in the hunt for Robert Suarez, a bona fide closer who racked up 40 saves in 2025 and whose fastball velocity is nothing short of electrifying, a new name has entered the conversation. A name that could represent a more financially palatable, yet still impactful option: Luke Weaver. This isn't just a casual mention. This is Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet, a voice of authority in the Blue Jays world, revealing that Weaver is a player who interests them to a degree. Now, to a degree might sound understated, but in the nuanced language of baseball reporting, it speaks volumes. It suggests a serious consideration, a deep dive into his metrics, and a strategic evaluation of how he could fit into the Blue Jays' bullpen puzzle. Suarez, with his 98.6 miles per hour four-seamer and his ability to miss bats with alarming regularity, perfectly embodies the exceptionally aggressive profile that Ross Atkins articulated. He's a power arm, a strikeout artist, a pitcher who attacks hitters with relentless ferocity. He's the kind of reliever who can shut down an inning with a single dominant sequence, leaving opposing batters shaking their heads in frustration. But the cost associated with Suarez, a potential 3-year deal north of $50 million, is a significant hurdle. It's the kind of investment that could impact their ability to spend on position players, a delicate balancing act that every front office faces. And that's where Luke Weaver enters the picture as a compelling alternative. While his fastball velocity at 95.1 miles per hour might not reach the stratospheric heights of Suarez's, it's still league average for a right-hander, and his 72 strikeouts in 64 and two-thirds innings over 64 appearances in 2025, coupled with a respectable 3.62 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP, paint a picture of a reliable, effective reliever. He's not a flamethrower in the mold of Suarez, but he's a pitcher who gets outs, who limits damage, and who can provide valuable innings in high-leverage situations. The Blue Jays are clearly operating with a multi-pronged approach, pursuing the top-tier talent while simultaneously exploring more cost-effective options that still align with their strategic vision. This isn't about settling, it's about maximizing their resources and building the most formidable bullpen possible within their financial constraints. The fact that Weaver, a former Yankee, is on their radar adds another layer of intrigue to this already captivating offseason. Imagine the narrative: a pitcher who once toiled for their bitter rivals, now donning the blue and white, helping to lead the charge against his former team. It's the kind of storyline that writes itself, the kind of move that ignites a fan base. So, while Suarez remains the tantalizing high-upside target, Weaver represents a pragmatic, yet still impactful solution. The Blue Jays are playing a smart game, keeping all their options open and demonstrating a clear understanding of the intricate dynamics of the free agent market. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the cold, hard data that separates the contenders from the pretenders. Because when Ross Atkins, the architect of this Blue Jays team, speaks about the kind of reliever he's looking for, you listen. And what he articulated to Hazel, May was a crystal clear profile, someone who is exceptionally aggressive and continues to come after people, with the ability to get left-handed, right-handed hitters out. He even went so far as to say, "It's hard to do better than Jeff Hoffman," acknowledging the high bar set by their former reliever. This isn't just a wish list, it's a strategic imperative, a blueprint for bullpen dominance. And when you stack up Robert Suarez against this profile, the fit is undeniable, almost uncanny. Savant Data, the gold standard for pitching analytics, reveals that Suarez's four-seam fastball clocked in at a blistering 98.6 miles per hour in 2025, a velocity that puts him in the elite tier of MLB relievers. He threw that heater a staggering 63.4% of the time, a clear indication of his aggressive, attack-first mentality. 75 strikeouts over 69 and two-thirds innings? That's the kind of swing and miss stuff that shuts down rallies and preserves leads. Suarez is a pitcher who embodies aggression, who challenges hitters, and who possesses the raw power to dominate any lineup. He's the kind of arm that can single-handedly change the momentum of a game, the kind of pitcher who instills fear in the hearts of opposing batters. He is, in essence, the perfect embodiment of Atkins' vision for a high-leverage reliever. But then we turn our attention to Luke Weaver, and while his numbers are solid, the fit isn't quite as seamless. His four-seam fastball at 95.1 miles per hour is respectable, but it doesn't possess the same jaw-dropping velocity as Suarez's. It's league average for a right-hander, which is certainly not a knock, but it doesn't scream exceptionally aggressive in the same way that Suarez's 98.6 miles per hour heater does. While Weaver is a capable reliever, he doesn't quite match the specific high-octane profile that Atkins outlined. This isn't to say he wouldn't be a valuable addition. He absolutely would. But the Blue Jays are clearly prioritizing a specific type of arm, a pitcher who can bring a different dimension of power and aggression to their bullpen. The pursuit of Suarez, despite the significant financial commitment, underscores their unwavering commitment to acquiring that elite high-impact arm. They're not just looking for a good reliever. They're looking for a game changer, a pitcher who can elevate their bullpen to an entirely new level. So, what does this all mean for the Toronto Blue Jays as we hurtle towards the heart of the offseason? It means they are operating with a clear, strategic vision, meticulously evaluating every available option to fortify their bullpen. The pursuit of Robert Suarez remains a top priority, a testament to their desire for an elite, high-leverage arm that perfectly aligns with Ross Atkins' aggressive profile. Suarez is the kind of pitcher who can transform a bullpen, who can provide that unshakable presence in the late innings, and who can consistently deliver the kind of dominant performances that win championships. His raw power, his ability to miss bats, and his relentless attack mentality make him an incredibly attractive target, even with the hefty price tag attached. The Blue Jays are clearly willing to invest significantly in a pitcher who can make a profound impact, a pitcher who can be the difference maker in tight games. However, the reality of the free agent market dictates that you must always have contingencies, always have alternative plans. And that's where the exploration of other options, including Luke Weaver, comes into play. While Weaver might not possess the same electrifying velocity as Suarez, he represents a solid, reliable option who can still contribute significantly to the bullpen. The Blue Jays are not putting all their eggs in one basket. They are casting a wide net, evaluating a diverse range of pitchers who can help them achieve their ultimate goal. If Suarez ultimately signs with the New York Mets or another suitor, the Blue Jays will pivot, they will adapt, and they will explore other avenues, whether through free agency or the trade market. This isn't a team that will be deterred by a single setback. This is a team that is relentlessly pursuing excellence, a team that is committed to building a championship-caliber roster. The offseason is a dynamic, ever-evolving landscape, and the Blue Jays are navigating it with a blend of aggression, shrewdness, and strategic foresight. They understand that every decision, every signing, every trade has the potential to shape their destiny. The bullpen, often an overlooked component, is receiving the meticulous attention it deserves, a clear indication of its importance in today's MLB. The pursuit of a high-leverage reliever is not just about filling a roster spot. It's about adding a crucial piece to the championship puzzle, a piece that can provide the stability, the power, and the dominance required to compete at the highest level. The Blue Jays are on the hunt, and they won't rest until they find the perfect arm to solidify their bullpen and propel them towards their ultimate goal. So, what do you, the passionate fans, think about the Blue Jays' relentless pursuit of a high-leverage reliever? Do you agree with Ross Atkins' emphasis on an exceptionally aggressive profile? And which pitcher, Robert Suarez or Luke Weaver, do you believe would be the better fit for this Toronto Blue Jays team? Drop your thoughts, your insights, and your predictions in the comments below. Let's get this discussion going because your voice, your passion, is what makes this game so incredible. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve, if you want the kind of exclusive in-depth analysis that you won't find anywhere else, then do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button, join our community, and become part of the most informed and engaged baseball fan base out there. Don't miss a single pitch, a single trade, or a single moment of this thrilling off-season.